Non mais franchement, Laurence, tu déconnes, tu dis n'importe quoi. Voilà.
Today we have a special interview with LOEWE's Irish artistic director Jonathan Anderson for the very special presentation of his summer 2021 collection designed during lockdown. We'll see his show in a box surprise, the collection, and we'll do a LOEWE bag report. LOEWE bag report. Hello, I'm Loic Prigent. Subscribe to this channel for all the fashion, the blockbuster fashion shows, and the out-of-the-box fashion. Smash the notification bell and leave a comment about your favorite wallpaper motif.
Hi. How are you?
I'm very good.
Good to see you.
Nice to see
Can
you.
you say hi?
Hi.
Yes, like that?
How's it going?
Very good, very good.
First, let's analyze this huge LOEWE box that was sent to the press. It's full of objects, pictures, all explaining the collection in a fantastic way. Jonathan Anderson calls it a show in a box.
I had this idea that it would become like a kind of student's portfolio. I found this image from 1999 from Italian Vogue, and we hand screen printed it onto a standard student portfolio. Inside, you have a letter from me. You have posters, which the looks are life-size, of this, which is really amazing. So you have loads of them, like this. You've got a catalogue raisonné for everything that's in the box, and everything shot the way it was shot. You've got wallpaper paste. You've got the smell. And the last time we did the show in the box, people were like, well, what about the smell? So I was like, okay. So we did a ceramic, which is scented with beetroot. Yeah.
Oh ouais, bizarre.
That's the smell of the collection.
Yeah.
Because it was a domestic collection? Or
No, it was just because we were doing, we've just launched candles during the pandemic, and then I was just like, okay, well, beetroot became like a scent for me. I was cooking, and which I never usually do. We had the factory make all these like tool bags, the rope and the canvas that we usually do for making trouser bags, handmade brush for doing the wallpaper paste, scissors, and then you have all the looks as a border. So in a weird way, it's meant to go like on the bottom, but in a weird way now when I look at it, it's nearly like a Japanese scroll somehow, and you can kind of witness the looks in a form of movement. And then we worked with Anthea Hamilton, who's a very dear friend of mine and someone who I really look up to, and she designed this amazing wallpaper for us, which is, we printed in Britain. She designed it from scratch, and you know, I think she's one of my favorite conceptual artists. I think it's really, I don't know, it makes you smile somehow. I worked with Kindness. Over the lockdown, I was watching a documentary on the Great British Renaissance, and did it happen or did it not happen, the Renaissance in Britain? And in it, I learned about Thomas Tallis, who was a composer, and he did Spiralium in 1570, which was a 40-piece choir. I'd never heard of it, and it was just mesmerizing. And so then I got Kindness to redo it for today, and I actually think it's probably one of the most important things, I think, of the outcome, which is not fashion. It's the biggest surprise of the whole project. And I think what is nice about it is that I do feel like music does last forever, somehow. You know, I live in London and I live in Paris. I didn't think we would ever achieve being able to do all this. We're in a moment that is strange. So it's a good moment to explore with new types of media, new types of display, change the viewpoint for a bit. Like, we're never going to get this time again, so why not? The idea is, the clothing was designed during quarantine. The idea is, it's like, how do you kind of look at fashion as fashion? Like, why do we do it? So for me, it was like really trying to work with all different aspects of all the different people that we work with, from embroidery people to leather work. So for example, Adoya, who does all our baskets, I was like, I want you to make something which is a masterpiece of what you do. And so I got her to do like a cocoon-shaped top, and then we made the bottom, and it was all kind of, how do we collage everything together into kind of like a kind of totemic somehow. I kind of had this idea that I wanted shoulders that would like bounce it when you move, so we boned them. This is all done by hand. It's a hand embroidered border and glaze, and I kind of like this idea of some sort of nearly like angel-like movement. All the looks are this idea of like nearly like when you look at portraiture, where you have a very flat surface, this idea of volume on the front, but when you look on the side, they become quite there's like a narrowness that you get. Like you can, you really kind of get this idea of like a lean proportion, whereas at the front you get this sort of volume. I was looking at very kind of old historical kind of clothing, and I kind of was one of the girls who does all our fabric manipulation. She had this whole like bag of all these little individual handmade flowers. And I kind of like this idea of the obsession of making, of repetition. So I was just like, if that is what you've really enjoyed making through this process of lockdown, then let's do more of it and let's turn it into an entire kind of framework. So
this is the mental health of somebody.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this collection is made up of the mental health of a lot of people. I think this collection has got kind of a really interesting balance of anxiety or urgency to make. I think actually in a weird way it's actually made me fall in love with fashion again somehow.
C'est bien ça.
Which is good, because I think before the pandemic I think I was questioning lots of different parts of it. It's not, for me right now, it's not the moment about if it's sellable or not sellable. I think it's a moment where if we're talking about defiance, maybe creativity needs to be more defiant somehow, especially when a lot of other art forms are in such a kind of chronically bad situation. So I think it's a good moment for fashion to kind of be slightly more reflective if it wants to coexist in the arts. Or I think it could become very easily detached and redundant in a moment like this. So I think it's important that we look to the people around us, like people who make things, the person who designs bags, the craftsman who's been doing it for 6 generations. If we don't have these people employed, then I shouldn't be here. So, and I think that's what I wanted in the show on the wall, is I wanted to create like a kind of time capsule that is a showcase for people of what this brand can achieve in a moment that is very complicated to actually achieve many things. So we had a real issue during this process actually getting fabric. We had to use a lot of fabrics we already had or make them different from what they were, so overprint them or embroider over the top. I've been kind of looking a lot at Velasquez painting and looking at this idea of like the royal collection and how that was built and how, sometimes power is ultimately shown through clothing and this idea of volume or impact. And I think there was sort of exploring different ways of how we see fashion. I think, I did question the idea of fashion in March, April and May in a kind of way, whereas I was trying to work out what its purpose could be or what the future of fashion could be. I wanted, in a weird way, I think it was when I was talking to my design team in their apartments or with their families or with kids, I was like, I wanted them to do things that was exciting, because I think being at home, you needed some sort of stimulant that was about a fantasy, about why you work for LOEWE, for example. And I think each person who worked on this, I know who they are and what they were thinking and how they dealt with it through hundreds of Zoom calls. It's maybe nice to kind of relish in it and actually find the fun somehow. I think it's quite a fun collection.
And bien sûr, now it's time for the LOEWE Bag Report.
LOEWE Bag Report. LOEWE Bag Report.
LOEWE is, of course, a Spanish leather goods brand and a bag brand. Its puzzle bag is a smash hit, so let's review all the new bags of the season.
This is the puzzle bag. This is a bag that is one of our biggest sellers, and I kind of like this idea of it's a very day bag, and I thought, what would it be like if we made it kind of more disco somehow? We have the puzzle, which was the first bag I ever designed. We've done it with a rattan handle, and we've changed the construction, which is more like folded, and we have it in different sizes. We have the balloon, which is our new bag. It's small. This is a new color, purple, that we're pushing. We have the flamenco, which is a classic, partly designed by me, but it was a bag that was designed in the late 70s. It's super soft. This is a giant coin purse that is made into a bag. So the idea is it's a new function for us. This was something that we designed through the process, and it's more kind of crossbody. It's a really good function, super simple. We then have rattan and leather. I kind of wanted something that kind of felt like a bistro chair somehow. We have amazing basket makers in LOEWE, so we came up with that. It's quite soft, and I like the sound of it. Our shell bag was actually inspired by an American ceramicist called George Orr, who was very famous for making very abstract ceramics and who was probably experimented with a lot of drugs in the late 19th century. And it was it's all about folds and things like that. So this is a new bag that we have. This is one of my favorite bags because I think the construction is incredibly complicated. It's the flamenco, but we did it with a ridged construction, which was coming back to George Orr. For me, this is just really shows you what hundreds of years of craftsmanship can actually do in LOEWE. And then we've got our canvas, which is, something that I think we're at a stage where, I wanted something which was more kind of about nearly like a textile fabric that you get for furniture or something. And that's it.
That's it. Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Voila, Jonathan Anderson literally had to run away. Fashion is an emergency. Subscribe to my channel for more fashion reports and fashion fun, because fashion is back and it's still fun. Stay safe and stay inspired.
LOEWE.